Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a weekly message from Jesus. Each week, we try to channel a live message for you from our Lord. He is ready, so allow us to begin. Hello, everyone. Yes, I do try to speak to you every week. You hear me say these words quite often. Why do I think it's important that I speak every week? Well, those of you who listen to me on a regular basis, I want you to know just how much I realize what you are doing for me. I want you to know how much I praise you for it and how much I thank you for it, because my messages are real and I know that you are trying to pass them on as best you can. So I figure that if I bring them to you every week, you will have fresh information. You can try to bring people to the new shows. There are so many billions of people out there that have no interest in listening to my words, sadly, but there are quite a few that would rather hear the real truth. There are many organizations, many religions, many people that try to keep the truth from you. They don't want you to know that what is really important is how you live your life, how you treat others, how you control your anger, how you don't show hatreds, how you help others. It's a simple message. Many organizations spend hours and days preaching that message, hoping it gets through to their people. In some instances, it does, but in most instances, it does not. I hear it all the time. Father, please forgive my sins. Father, please help me. And then these people who pray so fervently go out and do exactly what they want to do. They forget that I ever spoke to them. That's not a message that is new to you. I've spoken it many times, and I'll speak it many times in the future. There's many ways to describe it. One word is hypocritic. There are many who are just as hypocritic as possible. Many people on Sundays, they go in and they sit in the front pew. And then when they go out and face the week and what is going to take place, if heaven had a pew, they would be in the last seat because they don't pay attention. They think that personal wealth, personal power is more important than doing what is right for others. I wish that they would educate themselves. I wish that they would hear my words. They hear the words. They hear the words from the Gospels and from their preachers or whoever is speaking with them. But they don't pay attention. When I walked the earth, many did not pay attention as well. Those people, their souls are full of regret when they return to heaven because they had the greatest opportunity ever for humans. They had a chance to hear God speak. Now, where are we? You're having the opportunity to hear God speak as well. So those people that walked the earth when I was there, their advantage was not any better than what you have. Yes, they could touch, they could hug me, they could hear me in person. And that was a great advantage. Many didn't realize it because most didn't realize exactly who they were hearing. But today you know exactly who you're hearing. You're hearing the words of God. I've given Barry the ability to create miracles in the past, just as I did. He's healed people. He's had himself healed. He had a heart attack, and I healed it for him. Connie has had miracles on her as well. So these people, they know miracles. They know when they speak of them because they've experienced them and they've actually performed them. That's the same thing I did when I walked the earth. Now they're not doing it to the extent I did, of course. But people have got to be shown. People have got to be convinced. So I gave them all the tools they need to convince. Sadly, most don't pay attention. Most don't listen. Most will not follow the words when they hear them. But sadly, most will not even hear the words because they choose not to listen to them. Many people don't want to hear words that are going against the way they live their lives. Many people simply don't want to change. Many people don't even believe in an afterlife, even though there are spirits all around them. They may refer to them as ghosts or however. There's many ways that an afterlife can be proven, just not mathematically or scientifically. I didn't want it to be able to be proven that way. Now, yes, there may be a time that humans advance to the point that they can understand the dimension of heaven and maybe even be able in some ways to prove it. There are people now that are saying they can prove the existence of heaven. I've given them information, and they're testing the waters. They're seeing if anybody pays attention to them as well. Heaven is real. Afterlife is real. I'm real. I'm talking to you through Barry. There are people that will comment, nasty comments. They'll say things that Barry cannot possibly be speaking the words of God, but he is. They're saying that God doesn't exist, but I do. So you see, it's really quite simple when it comes down to it. You're hearing the words of proof. You're seeing a miracle. But many people, just as when I walked the earth, are refusing to accept that fact. I wish truly that maybe I had not given as much power to free will as I did. But everyone has the total ability to make their own decisions. You can listen or you cannot listen. You can pay attention or you cannot pay attention. You can even sleep through my messages if that's what you want to do. Of course, I'd highly recommend against it because we do realize you're sleeping. But then there's many people that are sleeping as my messages are presented. As we watch the churches, we see many people in the pews that are taking a nap during the sermon that the reverend is trying to give to them. Sometimes it's deserved. Sometimes the messages are very dull and not very believable. But I want you to pay attention to this. Every word that I speak to you is very believable. You notice I don't speak in parables. I don't speak in languages that you can't understand. I come to people of all languages. Now, Barry is speaking English, but people that are very close to him are now changing the languages so that others can understand. They're trying to put it into Farsi, into Arabic, Spanish. They're trying to make my messages available to everyone. They're not Barry's messages, they're mine. I want you to hear the true words of God. I want you to understand the miracles, the modern miracles that still take place. I want you to understand all of the things that I tried to make people understand when I walked the earth. I did it for a reason. I wanted people to personally know me. I wanted others to be able to speak of me because I knew I had a very short lifespan, a short ministry of 3 years. I knew what was coming. I knew that my life was going to be taken. I knew how it was going to come down, and I knew there was nothing to change it. I knew I had to die so that I could resurrect because I wanted to show the greatest miracle that ever took place. If I had not died on the cross, you wouldn't remember my death. And if you wouldn't have remembered my death, you surely wouldn't have remembered that I resurrected from death. So you see, it was all a process I had to go through. So there's a process that all of you have to go through. You have to hear the words, you have to understand them, and you have to live by them. What could be more simple than that? I'm not asking you to do great things. I'm not asking you to pray 10 times a day, although I do enjoy hearing your prayers. But you don't have to keep asking. I understand. I can pay attention. I'm God. I don't forget. When I hear a prayer, I know what it is, and I take steps to either answer it or not. There are many prayers that cannot be answered because you ask for things against your life plan. I've been telling you that for years. Bad things happen to good people because of karmas that they build up in prior lives. There are many people that are following their life plans, believe it or not. There are many people that are doing great things for me. Many of you that are listening are doing great things for me, and I'm so appreciative. I keep telling you that every week. Many of you listen to the words, and then you may try to follow some of the ones that you like to follow, or believe some of the words that you want to believe. But there are many that if the words go against their beliefs, think the demons are speaking. Well, guess what? I'm not a demon. I truly am God, and I've sent people back to pass on my words. Many people want you, individuals to fear me. Do you understand that? Fear is a great weapon. It's one of the greatest weapons that people of evil have used through the years. If you fear that if you go against my words, or let me change that a little bit. If you fear that if you go against the words that you are told by a religion that you will not go to heaven, they're lying to you. Could not be more simple. Your soul's going to heaven. You have no way around that fact. When you pass from your body, your soul will enter the dimension referred to as heaven. I created it. I know what it is. You have no clue what it is, really. You won't until you get there. But I can tell you that you want to advance in heaven because it's better in the higher levels than the lower levels. That makes sense, doesn't it? The view is always better from a mountaintop than it is from the base of the mountain. You're blocked by trees at the base of the mountain. You're blocked by the mountain itself. It's like heaven. When you're in heaven, you can see everything. You can enjoy all the benefits. When you've reached the summit of a mountain, the view is spectacular. You can see all of the things that I created, all the beauties. Now, I'm assuming it's not cloudy, but on a clear day, it's an incredible place on a mountaintop. Every day is a great place in the seventh level of heaven. It's like being on the greatest mountaintop ever created. I don't know how to describe it to you because it's indescribable. That's as close as I can get. But it is the desire to reach that mountaintop that counts. You must do your best. You must do your best to live a good life. It's that simple. You don't have to go out and beat yourself on the back because I suffered on the cross. You don't have to go back and you don't have to torture yourself. You don't have to go and fast. All you have to do is live a good life. Many of the rules of religions are not what should be practiced in modern times. Many of the religious happenings that they ask you to do date back hundreds and hundreds or thousands of years. There were reasons for them back then. But today things are different. Things are in many ways the same, but humans have advanced to the point that they can understand things differently. The realities are different. Everything is different now than it was 2,000 years ago when I walked the earth. Everything is different than when Muhammad walked the earth, when Buddha, all the great leaders. All the great religious leaders lived thousands of years ago. Humans have changed through that time. But one thing has not changed is the free will. They had free will in the past. They have free will now. And humans will have free will in the future, assuming they don't use their free will to destroy their future. They can destroy it many ways. I've told you that before. The weapons of mass destruction, the pollution of my planet. There are many ways that humans can destroy their futures. But if they follow my simple words, there is no way they can destroy their future. If people live a good life, they create positive karma for their future lives. If they live evil lives, they create negative karmas for their future lives. So don't you see how it works? Live a good life now, and you will have a good life in the future. Live a bad life now, and your future lives are not going to be as good. So today, the present is what controls the future. Just the same as the young, how they are educated, how they are taught, how they are brought up. That controls the future of humans as well. So you see, you teach the young to live a good life, to follow my words. And in several generations, humans will be on this incredible path of happiness and joy in following what I ask you to do. And I'm only asking you to live a good life. Why is this so difficult for humans to comprehend? Well, it might be because I created money and free will. I will admit that. But you can still live a good life financially, use the excess funds to help others, and do what I ask you to do. It can be so simple, or it can be so difficult. People wonder why all these bad things happen to them. Often it's because of actions that they take. If you're trying your best, then many things will happen to you because you are doing much more. So the opportunity for bad things to happen is much greater. But you must control it. Everything is controlled by your foundation of faith. You must know that in the end, all good things come to those who follow my words. My words, I keep saying it, the simplicity of them. When I look at some of the Gospels and see how they have been complicated, I am amazed at the capabilities of what some humans can do. I read things that have absolutely no relationship to the words that I spoke. I never talked of hell because hell never existed. Why would I speak of it? Because I never lie. I never spoke of hell in my life. And all of a sudden, fear of hell becomes one of the greatest things in the church's vocabulary. Heaven. I never said that you had to go to an organization to get to heaven. I want to point something out. There were no organizations. There was a Jewish faith. It was fairly disorganized. The Catholic Church did not exist. The Protestant Church didn't exist because I created it. Why do you think they call you Christians? They call me Christ. That's why. I created Christianity. So how could I tell you that you had to go through something that wasn't created to get to heaven? Does that make better sense? I hope so. I'm speaking to you a little differently today. And maybe you've picked that up. Humans are approaching a very difficult time. If more and more humans do not pay attention to my messages and words, I fear for your future. You see, I can see multiple futures. Time is not what you think it is. The future is based on decisions of today, but if those decisions change, the future changes. So there's almost an infinite possibility for future actions and for future effects on humans. It's all based on decisions. Humanity as a total can have a karma. Humans individually can have a karma. All you need to do is follow my words, not the lies of those who speak against me. When you follow my words, then all is well. When you don't follow my words, you are approaching a precipice. And the continuation of following evil will lead you across and down. You will fall from the precipice, and it can be every human, because even the good will be dragged in with the bad. If you destroy this planet, no one will be left. Now you'll be in heaven. The good will advance, the bad won't. But my beautiful planet, you can destroy it. You can use weapons. You can pollute. There are so many ways you can destroy my beautiful planet. And when you do, you are destroying humanity as well, You have to realize that. All I want is for humans to advance into the future. All I want is for each human not to fear death, not to believe that there is no heaven. I want you all to believe in me, build the foundation of faith, and to do that, you must teach the young. The young are the key. The old, hopefully they have the wisdom of life, and they can teach the young. The old will return very shortly. That's the way it works. The young have time. The young have got to be taught to protect the human aspects of life, not to destroy everything upon which they will depend upon in the future. And they depend upon their governments, the food source, the water, the sun, the sky. Much of these things I created for you. But there is much that only you can create through your decision making. So thank you so much. It's nice to be back. It's nice to be bringing you live messages again. We'll continue to get back to normal, and we'll speak to you as much as we can and bring you as much information as we can. I bless each and every one of you that listen to my messages, my words. I especially bless those who try to pass these messages on to others. Goodbye, and we will truly be back again next week, and I'll have another message for you. I think he rested up while I was working. Anyway, great message again. They all are. Tell others. Do the best you can. Just live a good life. It's so simple. Sometimes it's difficult, I know, but persevere. Persevere and all will be well for you. Goodbye, and I will speak with you again next week. Or our Lord will speak again through me next week.